Hey, the Webs, how you doing? Let me talk to you. Followers, buckle up because today we're going to be keeping it blackety black. While I am extremely happy for news that the next season of Luke Cage is in the works, the next season of Jessica Jones is in the works, possibly Heroes for Hire, and also Daughters of the Dragon. Those two are possibly in the works. Well, I'm happy for all of that news on the heels of the success, the perfection of Daredevil Born Again. We got to talk about the motherfucking horse in the room. And that is the fact that back in December 10th of 2020, Kevin Feige and Marvel announced that they were going to start to work on Armor Wars, starring this epic dude, Don Cheadle, who is now 61. What the fuck happened? Okay, and before you say, oh, it's going to cost too much money, I will always go back to this fact that remember the first Godzilla versus King Kong movie, not the last one, but the first one. That one cost 160 million, and they actually split between the production company and HBO Max, and it broke almost $500 million. So they made their money back and a profit. If you could make that movie look that good for only 165 million, you can do it with Armor Wars. Basically, you have given Don Cheadle the Blade treatment. You're treating him like Wesley fucking Snipes, and I cannot understand why, because it would have been a fantastic tie-in to Riri Williams and Armor or Ironheart. She's been tempted by Mephisto. She's using Stark tech that she did recreate, but the basis of it is Stark tech. Rhodey could show up and help free her. This shit's writing itself. And then from that, Rhodey's on the hunt for all of this Road Stark tech being used in armors, and he has to reclaim it. And to sweeten the pot, what if we had a black Avengers? Bear with me now. What if, due to this pursuit of Stark tech being illegally used in armors, that along the way he teams up with Luna Lafayette, or as she's mostly known as Moon Girl, who has a pet T-Rex called Devil Dinosaur, who happens to be, as far as black geniuses in Marvel comics is concerned, she is the number one smartest person on that scale. And she's only 13, and she's only going to get smarter. What if you were to team up with her, Ironheart, Riri, War Machine, James Rhodes, Wonder Man, and Blue Marvel? Put them all in a team. Have Moon Girl be the girl in the chair back in the office, and you can keep Trevor Slattery around. He could be the adult in the room watching over the kid while she's doing her thing, and you got a dinosaur in case anybody shows up to fuck with them. And they're going around doing their thing. To have that team put together and then have it released on Black History Month or even fucking Juneteenth, you could take my money right now, Marvel. And that gets back to the issue they have with getting this Blade movie done. Marvel tends to think that there is no market for a Blade movie. Yes, that has come out, which is utter bullshit. me throwing this out there, if it's somehow, and it never will, but what if it makes it to Kevin Feige or the Russo brothers? They'll probably have it knocked down just like they did a Blade movie, even though it's a fucking fantastic movie. Not only does it make all the sense in the world, but representation again. And I'd also like to add to that the Frank Castle angle. Because at one point, Frank Castle does steal the War Machine armor in the comics. And everybody went after him because this is Frank Castle now with the firepower to blow up a city block. That's what the War Machine is. Tony designed that War Machine armor to be a Hulkbuster without being a Hulkbuster. So it carries that type of firepower, only in a little smaller size. And Frank Castle steals it and uses it. That would be a fucking epic ass story. So I want everybody to go ahead and use or share this, get into the conversation. If you've got comic geek friends, share it with them. I want some feedback on this. Would you pay to see a movie or a series or a movie that leads into a series starring War Machine, Wonder Man, Ironheart, Blue Marvel, and Moon Girl? Because if it's done right, and that's another question too, or another problem too, you have to actually get writers, screenwriters, producers, and directors who give a fuck. You can't do any more Tata Waititi's, I fuck his name up all the time, who admitted on camera the only reason he took those Thor movies was for the payday. He said that he knew nothing about Thor. Yo, then you can't get that job, okay? You got to pass a comic test if you're going to be a director and given that type of fucking cash. That's just common sense. That was money they pissed away. Again, Disney. But yeah, come at me in the comments. Let me know what you think about that.